Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Reality TV Africa. Over here, we love everything reality TV, okay? And so, back with another review for Real Housewives of Nairobi, Season 2, Episode 2. And I'll give the episode a rating, per usual. If you've not been on my page before, let's get into it. I'm gonna rate this episode an 8.5. It was a good episode. It was not too long. I mean, the scenes were nice. I liked this episode quite some because we got to see the ladies doing their thing in individually apart from a group setting, which was nice to see. And I will get into that. So yeah, like this first scene, we see Mine with her hubby. They go to the gyna. We did learn that she's now pregnant, and she says in this scene she's in her second trimester. So they've gone to to check up on the baby and see how the baby is doing, because as you know, this is Mine's rainbow baby. She did open up about the fact that she got a miscarriage, and so this is like a second chance at her pregnancy. And she talks about how many scans she's gone for. Ideally, there's a number of scans that you go for that are advised by the doctor, but she's done them a lot because she's being more cautious in this sense. So we see her in the doctor's office with her hubby Charles, and they're having a conversation, and she's telling Charles about Zena. And at this point, you can see Charles has already heard about Zena, has read up on Zena, and he's not too pleased with his wife. And he kind of chastises her and tells her, look, Mine, I'm not happy that you brought her into our home. And if you're trying to get to know someone, I don't think that's the right way. And you can see Mine is kind of like, a bit like, not feeling how he's talking or telling her, but she's listening. And she takes his advice. And she even says, look, he's the only person allowed to scold me apart from my mom. And you can see she's a respectful wife. Mine can be spicy, but not with her husband. She listens. She takes his advice seriously, and she heeds what he says, And you can see she even becomes soft and feminine and almost childlike when he's, talking to her. She listens to her hubby, and you can see she's a bit also like saying, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It wasn't the right thing to do. And you can see even in the upcoming scenes, like where she's with Vera. I think that's the next scene. We see her with Vera at Vera's baby girl's birthday party, and they sit down and they talk about what they've come to learn about Zena. And in this scene, you see Mine almost go like, yeah, she actually goes like, we're not friends. Me and Zena, we are not friends. And that is quite telling, because they Google her, and obviously you can see even when Vera is like, let's Google her, it's almost like this scene was set up for that, because they obviously already had heard and known about Zena and Googled her prior to this scene. This felt like they're just doing it so that we can have it on camera. And interestingly enough, I'm wondering, how is Zena feeling about these two now in present day, having watched this with us and seen them talking about her allegations. These allegations are quite alarming, to say the least. She's been accused of orchestrating or masterminding the kidnapping of a 4-year-old child. And if I can talk about this a bit more, this happened back in 2011, quite a long time ago. Zena, yes, was a mom by then of her first child, and she was associated with this businessman. It's rumored that they were in a relationship with this said gentleman and had a business deal that went wrong. And so this is the story, yeah? This is what is coming out if you Google and see what really happened. And this guy was a wealthy tycoon. And things didn't go right with them, and it seems like she was extorting him for 5 million Kenya shillings at the time of these allegations and the kidnapping, that they were asking for a ransom of 5 million Kenya shillings to release the boy. But the boy was retrieved and found safely and taken back to his father. And Zena was arrested for being behind this, but it seems like this arrest didn't go anywhere, because Zena is free now. She never got charged for it. She never, it didn't go further. I don't know how everything played out at the time, but yeah, Zena is free and now she's on Real Housewives of Nairobi, and so these things are now coming out, and it's looking a bit dicey, it's looking a bit worrisome, especially for the ladies. And we'll talk about that further. Let's just keep going into the episode. I'll talk about it further down the line, and I'll tell you why. Also, there's a scene I missed. Zena was traveling to Turkey with a friend, but it seems like she didn't end up traveling the day they were meant to. She's kind of alluding to the fact that the whole altercation with Dr. C put her in a certain space, which is why she missed her or changed her flight. And yeah, so she's talking to her friend who's already in Turkey, and of course updating her that she's still coming. Yeah, then we see Farah catch up with her friend, and she's updating her friend Nikki on her romantic life, and she's dating a Nigerian man, which is quite interesting. And yeah, we get to meet him in this episode. So Farah, kudos to you on opening up about your life. And these are the scenes that I'm talking about. We get to see and learn more about the ladies, like Mine's journey, pregnancy journey, Farah's romantic love interest. And now Mine and her hubby go to the pastor to give thanks for the fact that they're pregnant, and they had lost a pregnancy, so they gave a nice donation to the church, because Mine is spiritual. She goes to church, and we have to give glory to God Almighty for our blessings. And yeah, we see Mine talk about also her humble beginnings and how they struggled with Charles before they had money, and now since they're well-to-do, they feel like giving thanks is the right thing to do, which is commendable, honestly. Another scene, we see Dr. C at home with her dad, catching up with her daughter. And this scene was it stood out to me because it just shows the humble beginnings that Dr. C came from. And they talk about how her dad had to sell their cows to take her to school, and now it's paid off because Dr. C is a successful business lady. They're literally tasting the fruits of her labor, her wine with her dad. And you can see how her daughter comes in there, with her creativity. And it's just an interesting comparison of how privileged her daughter is being raised and how Dr. C was raised, and her bringing. She catches up with her dad. Her dad opens up about how life is difficult now compared to back then, how simple the days were. And I hope that Dr. C is instilling these values in her daughter, and showing her that if you work hard, you will eat the fruits of your labor. And I came from humble beginnings despite the lifestyle that I'm giving you as a mom. Yeah, it was wholesome to see, honestly. I loved seeing that scene. Then we see Mine host her Girl, Why Are You Mad event. And in this event, we see Dr. C show up, obviously not in theme. Dr. C is hell-bent this season not following any theme in terms of outfit, attire. And she's like, look, 90% of the hard work is me showing up, which is okay. I mean, a lady of her age, she's entitled to move the way she wants. When you're a certain age, you don't restrict yourself. You're like, I'm moving the way I'm moving, and it's fine. And also the fact that she's not so cool, her hot and cold relationship with Mine is definitely showing up in the fact that she's not gonna show up in theme, which was pastel. I think pastel colors. You're meant to come in one color. Anyway, she showed up. They did a pottery class, her, Farah, and Mine. And you can see, even when Dr. C walked in, she's setting herself up to leave early because she's talking about having an upcoming surgical procedure, which is serious. And so even her state of mind was a bit like, she was not okay. She came in a bit standoffish, off. Her energy was just different. Anyway, they're doing their pottery class, and you can see even her and Farah are not cool, and Mine is chalking it up to the fact that Farah stole Hussein, who was apparently meant to be Dr. C's PA, but now he's Farah's PA. But in season 1, he was actually Sonal's PA. So this guy is also moving kind of funny around these ladies. He's like jumping from one lady to the next. I mean, okay. And we saw him in episode 1 with Dr. C at her home. And at that point, we didn't know who he is to Dr. C. I don't recall if she did say he's her PA. But he came there and they were talking about Sonal. But now he's Farah's PA. And you can see even Dr. C is a bit irritated by Farah. She's irritated by Mine. And yeah, she's just not too pleased to be here. That's what it's giving. But anyways, yeah, she's sensing that the ladies want her to start drama. And she's like, I am not going to start no drama today. And she just came in a bit cautious. I don't know. Yeah, the ladies finished their pottery, and this is where I say their relationship with Mine is hot and cold, because she's complimenting Mine about her art, her pot, or the clay item she made, and Mine is also complimenting her back. So these two, they just have a frenemy kind of situation going on, which I guess works for them. They're not, enemies, and they're not friends. They're just cool. They're cordial when it comes to how they are around each other when they're, in each other's presence. You could even see when Dr. C first walked in, she was just her and Mine, and they're like cool. They're not really, don't have any beef per se. Yeah, and then they moved to the outside setting where Mine has set up, a table for them to eat and chill together and, conversate. And Vera shows up late as usual. And I have to say, by the way, Vera looks really good this season in her confessionals. Her skin tone, her makeup is matching her skin tone. I guess the feedback from the fans last season was it landed, and now Vera looks good when she shows up. She's not looking, her skin is not bleached, because we know Vera has talked about her skin lightening, not bleach, skin lightening procedure, but now she looks like she's back to her normal skin tone. Her makeup is matching her skin tone. She looks good. She looks really nice. Anyways, she shows up, and they sit down and they're talking and they're catching up, and then they're talking about, Farah is talking about helping Vera out with her, her career in music. And, Vera is like, look, I don't mind knowing who these people are. If she can get me in the rooms that I need to be in, cool. And then, of course, Vera floats the idea of Dr. C managing her. And it seems a bit like, yeah, Dr. C is open to it. And they laugh about that, obviously. And Mine is with her confessional shade, saying how Dr. C is like, yeah, Vera, shake that bam bam, shake that bunda. And yeah, Dr. C is one person who will tell you, use your assets, use your beauty, yeah, make that money. And for sure, I think Vera being managed by Dr. C would be quite a success for her. I don't know how that's going, if that really took off. I'm not sure, but yeah. And then Zena shows up, and we see Dr. C, stand up and leave. And guys, I have the tea on that. So by this time, Dr. C and everyone in the group had heard about, Zena's a dark past, and you can imagine for Dr. C, she values herself and her brand, and she didn't want to be associated with Zena. And maybe, okay, this is now me speculating, but I suspect because the last episode, Dr. C was very open about, coming at her about being a mistress. And so maybe she thought that she would be kind of forced to talk about these allegations, and she didn't want no parts. I think she was she was scared. This is now true tea. She was scared of Zena at this point and didn't know, like what would happen if she talked about it. Because, when someone is talking about kidnapping and whatnot, you kind of like worried, would this person harm me, harm my family? So I suspect Dr. C had told or asked Mine if Zena was showing up, and of course she didn't want to come if Zena was showing up. And Mine was sneaky, and obviously she kept that information to herself, that Zena was showing up, and because she wanted obviously to orchestrate a situation between Zena and Dr. C. But Dr. C was like, I am over and out. I'm out of this. I'm not sticking around for this. I am not sitting here for this mess. Which is what ended up happening. She left quickly, and Farah followed her. And Farah is such a sport. I mean, considering even the little kind of issues they had prior at the pottery session, she went and checked in on Dr. C, and Dr. C said, look, I'm leaving. I don't want any parts of this. I'm not here for it. And obviously Mine is there acting like, no, I did not know she was coming. And in her confession, she's like, I knew she was coming. I did not want to tell Dr. C. Sneaky, right? But yeah, Dr. C stands her ground. She's like, I'm not here for it. I am leaving. And she leaves. And the ladies continue with their event. We see Mine bring a life coach. And at this point, now we get to hear about Vera's marriage and how it crumbled. And remember, I had speculated, I said, we wanted to know what happened. And even in this scene, they really didn't get into it. Obviously, I think maybe they'll get into it further at the reunion, because it felt cut, but she only mentioned one incident about her posting a bikini pic, and when she was in Dubai for work, she was promoting, she said she was promoting a tourism company in Dubai, and she posted a bikini pic, and when she got back home, she was given a cold reception by Mr. Brown. And honestly, if you ask me about this whole Brown and how they are not married anymore, I mean, this guy, and Vera actually says it, he knew what she was signing up for. Vera is a huge personality. Vera makes her money from how she looks, and that's how she gets her brand associations. She gets paid. And in all honesty, what does Brown do for a career? He is a musician, it's fine, but he's not the most successful musician, to be honest. I don't know whether he has other business ventures. Honestly, I don't know much about him, but I only came to really look him up or know about him because of Vera. And that's true tea, Most people also just associate him with Vera. He does have his fan base, not as big as Vera's. And so why would he try to curtail how she's making money? And I'm sure she was making more money than him in the household. So him trying to be like, what are we doing? Why are we posting such pictures? Is rather rich. It's giving narcissistic. It's giving insecure, like Zena said. And Zena did also mention like she's kind of experienced such a situation. So, girl, Vera, you are right. I support you on leaving him, and kudos to you. And I hope you find someone who will be okay with who you are, because that's who you are. That's how you feed your kids. That's how you make your money. Get your bag, girl. Don't let a man tell you what to do and what not to do. Okay? Yeah. And that's how the episode wraps, and we see next episode things come to a head between Dr. C and Zena. and I'm definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, guys, that's it for my review. I don't want to make it too long. Did you catch the tea that I gave? I hope you watched all of it. And yeah, I'll just leave it there for now, guys. Thank you for sticking around and watching my full entire review if you have. And yeah, we'll definitely be back with more reviews, guys. So for now, I'll check out. And remember, over here we love everything reality TV. Okay, follow me on Instagram, reality_TV_Africa, and on TikTok, Reality TV Africa. I'll link those pages below. Follow me, comment, like, share, subscribe, guys, so I can keep doing this, because yeah, I love doing it. So guys, we'll see you in my next review. Bye.